the rear light box. I'm going to demonstrate how to set it up on my European spec car or any car, and talk a bit about the setup that I've got here, because I don't have a US spec car, I only have a European spec car. And you've probably seen by now the video where I demonstrate the operation of the device on this European spec car. So first the device, the actual device, this one in the aluminum enclosure. Going to see it's got a screw sticking out. This is the face that will always be face up or towards expose the most air, because the aluminum enclosure also acts as a heat sink for the heat producing device inside. Okay, and a bit lower you're going to see there's a hole over here, and you may use a thin tool like a thin screwdriver to press the button that's just underneath here, and that button is used for resetting the state of the device. The device comes unprogrammed, but for any reasons, should you want to return to the unprogrammed state, this is how you do it. First, you're going to power the device using only the right turn signal. That's the only one that works for resetting the device. So let's do that now. Ignition, and you will actuate the indicator lever, right turn. When the device is in its unprogrammed state, you will see that not only the correct light bulb is blinking, but both bulbs on the same side of the vehicle are blinking. That indicates, so although you are just turning, both bulbs will be blinking, then that indicates that the device is unprogrammed. Right now it is programmed, and we're going to reset it. So I'm going to do this off camera because I only have two hands. Right, you can see what I'm talking about. Device is now unprogrammed, so we turn off the blinker, and then we're going to step on the brakes once, release the brakes, then use one of the turn signals, left or right, doesn't matter which one, precisely 10 times. It must blink precisely 10 times. Release turn signal and do the same with the emergency lights 10 times again, and then the device will be programmed. So let's do it. Brakes. Release. Indicator. Ten times. That was it. Now emergency lights. That was it 10 times. Started blinking normally because the device now is set up. So that was setting up the device. Now a bit more about my whole setup here. These two boards that you can see here, this Arduino and this board, they together form a simulator. So the simulator takes in two signals from each side of the vehicle and outputs one signal per side. So it basically turns, so as far as rear lights are concerned, it turns a US-spec vehicle into a US-spec vehicle. Of course, now the simulation is not perfect. If you've already watched, sorry about that, a bit of construction working going on. So I was saying that you have probably noticed already that the work desk simulator, which is not actually a simulator, it's a wiring harness, just as the US-spec vehicles have it. So it's almost the real thing. It's just not connected to an engine. So this setup here on my work desk, you probably noticed that it works better than the setup that I have with the simulator on my car, on my European spec car. And for that reason, I'm not going to demonstrate the other use case where I do tap into the third brake light on my European spec vehicle, because it's pretty much the same as the case where I don't tap into the third brake light. They behave pretty much the same, so no point in making another video. What does differ, however, between the two arrangements is, aside from one being the real thing and the other a simulator, is the flasher. The flasher on my work desk setup is an electronic flasher, which is very clean, whereas the flasher on my European vehicle is an electromechanical flasher, which is a bit noisy. However, the device still works. Well, I think it's enough for now.